Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today is create a flame. So to create an animated flame, the first thing I'm going to do is go to 2D animation. Once I'm in 2D animation, I want to give myself a transparent background. This means that I can put my flame in any other background that I might have made, and I no longer have this white background. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to click on the render tab up here. Looks like a little camera. And I'm going to go down to where it says film and click on where it says transparent. Now it looks like it hasn't done anything, but it has. I just need to go and look at the render viewport up here, which I've circled in red. And when I do this, this gives me a preview of what it'll look like rendered, and we can see it's gone. It's just like this kind of checkered background, which means it's transparent. Okay, so next I'm going to start to set up my animation. Down here in the bottom right, it should have start and end, start at 1, end at 250. I want to change my end frame to 80 instead of 250. So I'm just going to change that 250 to 80 and hit enter. And we can see here on the animation tab, it's shortened, and at 80, it's bright and the rest is grayed out. Okay. So once I have that, I'm going to go up top to back to where my pencil is. And I'm going to focus on where it says solid stroke. I'm going to click on that and click on solid fill because I want to make my flames as easy as possible. So I click on solid fill. Beside it should be this toolbar that has this little gray button and this green bar. So I click on this button, click on the green bar, and I want my flame to be orange, so I'm just going to click on that orange color. Once I've done that, change the color, I should be good to start to draw my frame or my flame. Okay, so to draw my flame, I'm just going to start in the center. And you can see as you move your mouse, it should create this flame shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Make sure you do it in one go. If it's not good in one go, you can go to edit, undo, and try again. But that's my first flame that I've created. Once I've done that, I'm actually going to go down here back to my animated toolbar. And I'm going to click on where it says 20. And I click on the number itself so it lines up perfectly. There we go. And once I have clicked on 20, I'm going to draw just over top of my flame a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's hard to get it exactly the same, and that's okay if it's not, because flames are always a little bit different. Okay, so that's my flame at 20 seconds. Next, I'm going to click on 40 for 40 seconds. Click on that. And since I still have my fill on, I'm going to trace my flame shape again, just over top. And again, it does not have to be perfect. I'm going to try and get it as close, but we can tell it's not exactly, and that's okay. And skip to 60, click on that 60. Ooh. Oh no, go back. Okay. And try again, trace that again. And that looks pretty good to me. Instead of doing the same thing with 80, I'm actually going to go back to 0. Click on that little diamond so it's highlighted in orange. And I'm just going to right click and duplicate and drag it to 80. The reason why I've done this is because I want my animation to loop. Think of videos that you've seen that have had a strong loop at the end. That's just what we're going for here. Almost like it's seamless. Okay. So once I have 1 through 80, animated. I'm going to click on the little play button down here underneath my animation toolbar. And we can see there's my animation. It looks a little bit choppy, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna smooth that out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start by clicking on 10. That's between 0 and 20. When I click on 10, that's the halfway point. I'm going to what you call interpolate sequence. To get to that, I'm going to go up here to where it says draw. I'm going to click on interpolate sequence. When you do that, you can see we've added a ton of different keyframes. And this is just the computer automatically filling in the blanks. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go halfway between 20 and 40, click on 30, go up to draw and click on interpolate sequence. Again, I kind of have that in between keyframes again. I'm going to click on 50, which is halfway between 40 and 60. Go up to draw, interpolate sequence. And the last one is 70, halfway between 60 and 80, and click on interpolate sequence. Once I've done that, I'm going to play it. Okay. Now it looks a little bit smoother. I think mine's rotating like that because I drew the fill the opposite way on one. If I were to do it again, I might not choose that again, but if that's the effect you're looking for, I think that's how that happened. And once I've done that, I'm going to render it. For whatever reason, the recording does not pick up on rendering, but I'll still walk you through the steps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where it says output. I'm going to click on this little white folder because remember, this tells us where we want to save it. I'm going to save mine in this folder, but you could save yours on your desktop. You could save yours in your documents, your downloads, wherever you like. And hit accept. And I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna save this as a video file. So I'm gonna save this as an FFmpeg video because I wanna make sure that this moves. If I saved it as a still photo, then we wouldn't see that cool animation that we've made. And once I've done that, I can go to render at the top, let it render, and then save it. And that's how we get our